Oh, Buff Metal back with another video here today with a homie. I don't gotta introduce him. You know who the fuck he is, man. Here we go. Jimmy from the block. What's going on, dude?
What's up, Angels? Doing good. You
Yeah, good
know?
to have you on the channel, man. We've
Yeah,
been
thank you.
talking about doing this for a hot minute, dude. I think
A lickety split, you know?
yeah, dude. It's the YouTube grind. You just get caught up sometimes, so we haven't gotten to making this video. Originally, me and Jimmy were talking about doing a top five. What was it like ranking priests, right? Judas
Ranking Judas
Priest.
Priest.
Yeah, that was
I,
so if
I
you
think we
guys
wanted to rank Judas Priest albums, but deep down, I think we both just wanted to bash British Steel for being like the most overrated album.
that album blows, bro. I say this to my wife all the time because she's always like, I kind of like that one, The Living After Midnight. I'm like, we're not buying it. It's not coming
No.
home with us. The amount
It's
of time we've
either
seen it at like a record shop, and I have to be like, get it out of here.
it's either 70s Priest or like
Yeah.
mid to late 80s like speed metal Priest.
Up to
I don't I
painkiller,
don't I
you'd
don't
say,
mess
right?
with like the arena rock Priest.
Ram it down and whatnot.
Yeah, ram it down sick.
Yeah,
Had
like,
like Hard
dude,
as Iron,
um,
Painkiller, Defenders of
painkiller's
the
my
Faith was a good one. Dude, Painkiller's
rip
like the
it real
best metal
quick.
album ever.
What's your top three? Just out of curiosity before we get into
Of
it.
of Priest albums,
Yeah,
probably those.
yeah, that's
Probably
fair.
yeah, probably Ram It Down, Painkiller, and then Defenders.
Defenders, Screaming, and Painkiller
Dude,
will be my three.
honestly, dude, if you ask me like Turbo, dude, Turbo's great, man. I love Turbo.
Nah, dog, you're wrong
Give me
there,
that,
straight
give
up.
me
No, dude,
it's
no.
like that one Van Halen album, like the first Sammy Hagar album.
Oh yeah.
It's
Is it OU
1980
81
like
too?
something. Yeah.
Why can't this be love?
Yeah. Or like
Yeah.
Love Walks In. It's like that kind of stuff, you know? It's like rollerblading like music, like
Yeah,
rollerblade metal.
I recently bought that first Sammy album, dude. I was actually having a good time with it. Again, me and the wife in the kitchen cooking dinner. It's just fucking like cheese ball,
Yeah,
like
like
straight
sometimes
up
it's
like
like fun to just listen to like some like cheese ball metal. Like
yeah,
some
yeah. See,
Quiet
I kind
Riot.
of
Come
dig it.
on, feel the noise.
Yeah, see, that's great shit too, man. It's fucking fun as hell. I love that stuff. Yeah, that's good. Like, especially if you're cruising, bro, long road trip, do a little quiet riot on the way, man.
Yeah,
It's good
some
stuff.
White Snake with some skyscrapers up in the sky, you know?
Oh, so Jimmy likes shit besides BDM, huh? We're getting
Yeah, I'm
the
not just a brutal death metal guy.
yeah, we thought you only
Yeah.
liked Mortician, dude.
There I say this all the time. I'm a brutal death metal YouTuber, but I hate brutal death metal.
Yeah,
Like
into well,
there's only like 15 good brutal death metal bands. Like people say I talk about like the same like five bands all the time. I'm like, yeah, because there's only like 15 good ones.
dude, that's such a good point. I say this all the time with stuff. I am not. I have to tell people all the time, like, guys, I'm not that much of a deep cut guy, especially like take something that I dig, like war metal. I don't think every war metal is good because I like Conqueror, Revenge, Blast. Like, dude, I love the kings of the shit, and like, there's a lot of stuff to digest there. Like, how deep, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
do you need to take it before it's just like, especially for you being in the dude, what haven't you heard, Jimmy? You know
Yeah,
what I'm
that's what I
saying?
mean. That's what I mean. It's like, dude, I've heard everything of like the genre of brutal
Right.
death metal, old school death metal, like technical death metal, whatever it may be. You know,
Yeah.
and so you ask me about black metal, I'm like surface level. Okay, I'm like, okay, yeah, Mayhem, Immortal, Ancient, God dethroned, like normie. I'm normie as heck
Right.
with black metal. That's fine with me. But then you start talking to me about like 90s death metal and brutal death metal, I'm talking like deep cuts like Judecca, Ex Mortis, you
Yeah.
know, um, uh, Corpse Vomit. So, that's where I get like the autistic.
Shine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where I get like autistic,
Yeah.
I'm like, actually,
Yeah.
this
Fucking
sound actually this is nothing new. This sounds like 1992's deep cut.
you see, you're like Sheen when he gets that, and Jimmy Neutron when he gets that head
Yeah.
thing and his veins are sticking out of his forehead and
Oh
he's
my
all
God, dude.
powerful.
Growing up with Your Name is Jimmy when like Jimmy Neutron premiered was like the worst time to be called Jimmy.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like I have nothing to do with like Jimmy Neutron and I'm like stupid as hell. But just because it's like a popular show growing up as like a kid in like the early 2000s
Yeah.
and late 90s. It's like Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah, it must have gotten
Yeah,
real tiresome.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry for your trauma, bro, about the Jimmy
Yeah.
Neutron
It
trauma,
was-
bro. Someone's gonna make a meme of you with that, or
Jimmy
maybe you
Neutron.
should for your fucking meme page of you with that recommending BDM albums and it's Sheen with that head, but like you could like AI your face into there or something and have those albums. You know what I'm saying? It'd be
I
funny
don't
with
think
them.
there's no meme that like hasn't been like made of me.
That's true,
Like
man. You're
I
all over
log
the
on
place
like
with that stuff.
Instagram sometimes and it's like stuff from like my private story and like my personal like Facebook that's like private too. Like one day I
Mm.
went on, it was just like my lunch. Like just like my lunch in a work truck was a
Really?
meme.
That's
Yeah,
yeah. You ever get like
I'm like,
sketched out by that?
it's getting bad, huh?
Yeah, yeah. You ever get sketched out by it a little bit?
I mean, yeah, but I mean, I just kind of go with it.
Yeah, I was saying,
My thing is like this, and I tell bands this all the time because like when someone like clowns a band, I'm like, it doesn't matter if someone's like harping on you or like talking crap, as long as people are talking about you and sharing your like logo or name or whatever it is, you're
yep.
still gaining traction. So just roll
All
with it.
publicity is good
Just roll,
publicity, as
yeah,
they
all
say.
publicity is good publicity. Doesn't matter
Yeah,
if
that's
it's
what
good
I'm
or
saying.
bad.
100%. So that's how you justify shitting on these poser uh these poser bands coming up,
That's how you don't get
rehashing.
canceled. You just be
Yeah.
like, yeah, I did that. Yeah, that was me. You
Dude, let's
can't be
get into it.
like,
All right,
it has
man.
come to my attention, and then I
Yeah.
may have be like, yeah, I said that shit. What
Yeah,
about
I
it?
love it, dude. Keep it up. You need a little bit of that in the scene, bro. People forget it's gotta stay a little spicy. It's good for
Well,
everybody. People don't get
I was retired from like 2022 to like 2024 on
retired.
YouTube. Yeah, I was retired. I was like semi like I just like didn't post, and then like J Dog kind of like took over like my spotlight in the scene.
You're
Like
like, fuck that.
yeah, I was like the original J Dog. He kind of like stole my like, because that's all I would do. Because I was like super like immature and egotistic, like when I was
Yeah,
like a few years younger. So like,
yeah.
if you think I'm bad now, like I was so much worse. But I've kind of like
Oh, I can
chilled out
imagine.
and relaxed. I'm not like the same old Jimmy. Like
Yeah.
my life's kind of like good at the moment. My life wasn't. So like if my like my Joker phase hasn't happened yet, but it's gonna come one day where I just snap and I'll be
And
like
just
making like cryptic Joker style like Judgment Day like YouTube videos.
I'll be waiting for him, dude. I think a lot
It
of
was
people will, dude. That shit'll be pretty great. We'll watch the true fall of Jimmy.
all for just like basement death metal shows that I don't like.
Dude, let's get into it, bro. Let's talk. I want to talk about your band. That's what I hit you up for. Let's do if this counts as it, I'd like to call it the first Impure Conception interview, or at least the first interview
Yeah,
about
like
the band
the
as a
first
member.
video
Yeah, yeah, where
interview
we
for
actually talk about
Conception.
what's going on in the band,
Okay.
Um, off rip, I want to know what's your job, dude, as a front man, being a death metal front man. What do you think? Like, what do you think the responsibility is when, spotlight's on you? You got these wicked talented musicians with you. Dude, your guitar player's insane. We'll get into that. But like, what do you feel your job is on that stage?
My main job is just to entertain. It really is, whether it's YouTube, meme pages, um, playing live, just entertain. Just give people a reason to repost and share it on their story and just like it and get involved, you know? So if I'm the front man at a death metal show, my job's just to give people a good death metal performance, not stand there like a boring,
Too
kind of
cool. Like
guy
you're
on
too
stage.
cool.
Yeah, too cool. And
Yeah.
just
Well, that's what I
be
loved about your video, dude, of
Just
that
be,
live
yeah,
one.
just be original. You know, if you see my video Impure Conception live, I'm jumping around like that all like I have influences from everywhere. Like a lot of that's like Faith No More, like Chuck and also Mike, Napalm Death, Barney, especially from like Harmony Corruption, Utopia Banished era. He was, tucked in shirt jumping around. Frank Rini from Internal Bleeding,
Yo,
stage presence, all just stuff that I would watch and watch and
right.
watch and watch over
There
and
you
over
go,
again. And
talking about internal bleeding again.
yeah. So, I'm just, yeah.
Yeah,
I have to have
dude.
a counter, like the internal bleeding scatter remnants mortal decay counter.
Yeah, yeah,
There it
literally, dude.
is.
I've just been, dude. It's funny. I was watching your video today on Scattered Remnants because I've been, dude. That first Procreating Mass Destruction album. I've been popping melatonin at night and some Zinnichinos, bro, and sitting there listening to it, getting all like kind of low key freaked out and shit by some of the keyboards. Like, you know what's interesting about that shit is there's not many death metal albums that I feel like give you that like almost like black metal chill. That album does though, that Procreating Mass Destruction, you know.
Yeah, Mass Carnage.
Or so yeah,
Yeah,
up.
that was the autistic in me.
Damn
That
it,
was the
dork.
autism. I was like, actually,
Yeah. Yeah. So
that one and
my
the
failures.
one after Inherent Perversion, the like the main one with like the demon guy.
Yeah, I have
That
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 one
has
too.
the last song on that is like a black metal song. If you actually like listen to it, there's like black metal riffing and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. I kind of was getting that vibe. I know you said that in the video too when I was listening to it today. It's interesting,
Yeah,
dude. That's what a lot of those old BDM bands seem to have was that each one of them seemed to have their own like little flair or taste. And this kind of brings me to one of the other questions I wanted to ask you, dude, is like a lot of the OGs, right? Lividity,
right,
Mortician, Mortal Decay, they had like a topic. Lividity, dude, like sex perverse kind of brutality, Mortician
right.
horror movies. What is Impure Conception's theme thing? You know.
The theme, so a little history of it. It was originally just like a total thrash metal project that was like solo. Like our guitarist Caleb did everything for it. Okay, so he wrote it in like 2021, and he didn't know what to do with the project, so he like shelved it for a bunch of years until he hit me up because we knew each other. I knew him since like high school. Um, and he hit me up one day because we always started talking about like starting a band, but we never did. And he was like, "Hey, I really want to turn these songs into more like Ripping Corpse styled, like suffocation influence, like thrash metal. So like like new 90s New York death metal, like internal bleeding mixed with like late 80s thrash, like Demolition Hammer, Oblivion, um, Ripping Corpse, Racer X, whatever it may be, just like shredding guitar, like actually heavy metal. Um, so we joined, we like slamified, brutalized the songs, but he wrote the lyrics for the first four songs. Just like generic death metal stuff, like, torture, just like impurities, stuff like that, like assault. And then when I started writing the lyrics for the new stuff, and you'll see on our album coming out whenever that is, Veins of Sorrow, we have 7 out of 8 songs done for Veins of Sorrow. My lyrics are a lot more like personal hatred, inner struggle, self-inflicted, like just like all like self-doubt, like all these just like more so like depressive internal issues like talking about with the Veins of Sorrow.
Right. That sounds pretty in line with like kind of what you're saying about like the scattered remnants lyrics, right? Where
Kinda, yeah. Just like
kind of
not mature of like sophisticated, but mature in like death metal as it's just not like zombies and like
horror.
generic just like stabbing and 1,000 scars as you're like ripped, and you know what I mean. It's just like,
Yeah, and then
yeah,
bones
it's
while
it's
it's
more
happening.
like it's not like the gore side of like
Yeah.
torture and stuff like Cannibal Corpse. It's more like the internal like torture.
Well, I feel like that's a frequent theme in like BDM, and that's what I kind of like about the genres. A lot of the dudes who seem to be like about it with that stuff seem to be very thoughtful, and like I don't think surface level listeners, like if you were to hand like a Deftones listener a BDM album, I don't think they would think of it as like the technical, kind of opus that it is. You know what I'm saying? Like the between lyrical themes like that, even like old Suffo, dude, like had some of these like Pierce from Within and stuff had all these themes that were kind of like I don't know, kind of heady and trippy and stuff, and that's one of the things, and they seem to focus on the internal more, which I thought was
Yeah,
more interesting.
I mean some do, but it's mostly like the Mortal Decay, Cannibal Corpse, like the gore-soaked, blood-soaked, like embalmer style stuff. That's just kind of like the Mortician, where it's just like horror movie gore snuff stuff. And
Yeah,
then like the Scatter Remnants and like the first Scatter Remnants demo, if you read that, it's pretty like, even though it's like satanic and stuff, it's all just like Cannibal Corpse lyrics.
right.
But
Right.
it's not until like Destined to Fail that it gets to like, you know, anti-religious or like anti-control type of lyric ism.
Right.
But like Internal Bleeding on their first and second album really talk about like depression, like they have like emo songs, like their song on Plagued by Catharsis that he like talks about like his wrists.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Thank you
And
for doing that for
like
YouTube.
yeah, like depressive themes,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I hear you though. That's interesting. So you're thematically more going in that route where it's going to be about the internal
Yeah.
struggle.
Yeah, like less of like torturing on the outside of someone and more of like torturing of like my soul because it's
Yeah,
impure
yeah.
and like my internal hatred for things, my hatred for a lot of things, my
Yeah,
sorrow, my depressions.
yeah.
It's
That's
all
that's
coming to
cool, man.
light.
Yeah, I think it's very easy to go the gore route these days. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of
Yeah.
bands.
Well, especially too because brutal death metal is taking on there's only like two styles of brutal death metal that are like really
Yeah,
dominating right now. The first style is just like the new standard elite style of bands that are just like ripping on like Brodekin and Disgorge where it's just like a million miles per hour and you just listen to like every song and it all sounds the same of like a wall of noise where it's
yeah,
like overly brutal. And then there's another style that's more like the hardcore style where it like takes homage from like internal bleeding to humanized and like eternal suffering, but it's a lot more just like hardcore and like deathcore, metalcore, like breakdowns and riffing and vocals.
yeah,
Um, it's like they take like the brutal death metal parts, but they like the slam parts, but they don't write like the like death metal influence, like the like immolation incantation style that like Internal Bleeding and other bands were like doing with their riffs. Like they don't
yeah.
have like the riffs, they just have the slams. So it's like there no one really has like a good balance. We wanted to just be really different and bring more of like heavy metal into like death metal again. Like we wanted to really make like heavy like death metal and brutal death metal like heavy metal again, like metalhead. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, see, that's what I wanted to get into too. Is man, like, dude, when I was listening to I literally have it here in my notes. Like, it's like that heavy metal influence is still so alive, which I don't do, to be honest with you. And I think that's what blew my mind about with the first time I listened to the two tracks you guys dropped. Was I was like, I haven't heard any BDM with like this heavy metal, like you said, Demolition Hammer, like that,
Yeah,
whatever that heavy thing is. I haven't heard that in
we're
BDM
like the
before.
first band to combine brutal death metal with like late 80s thrash metal.
Yeah, it was sick,
Like we're
dude.
like if like Ripping Corpse listened to like Scatter Remnants and the Humanized tape in like the
Yeah.
90s and they were like, huh, like this is
So
kind of
the guitar player wrote most of this out. Is
the
that how it
guitar
works?
player wrote everything for the four demo songs on the first like white demo, the Erosion of
Yeah.
Vitality.
Yep.
Um, he wrote everything. All I did was I showed up in like an 100 degrees attic and he gave me the lyrics and I just sang them and then I like drove home. And then like he didn't even mix and master it. It sounds so just like raw. Like the next
I
day it was
noticed
just
that
out.
there's a point I was listening to it today, and there's a point where your vocals come in so heavy on one of the tracks. I forget which one, but it
Yeah.
was like, oh, you know,
I
but
know, yeah. It's
dude,
not even
straight
like
up,
we had like
dude.
no idea. Like we didn't even care. Like we were just like, let's just release like we act like it's just like we don't know what we were doing because we didn't, and it's just like some like late 80s like Ripping Corpse demo that
Well,
you
dude,
would just
that's
like
what gives it the
find at
charm,
like the
dude.
local like thrift store and you would play and it's like this sounds like crap and this is the greatest thing I've ever listened to.
Well, you hit the nail on the head for that. I don't think it sounds like crap at all, man. I think those little
Yeah.
flaws
No,
and shit
it
give it
sounds
charm,
like
you
the
know?
music's good. It's just like mixed like crap. Like it's not even mixed.
But again, though, dude, for a guy like me, man, I
Yeah,
now I'm
yeah.
looking for more of that character, you know,
Yeah. Well,
those
we want it to be just like raw because everyone's just like super polished nowadays or
I
like
hate it, dude.
overproduced.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm just so to hear something like that, it was refreshing. And then not only that, the jump up in production quality is definitely there
Yeah,
from that too.
the prelude had more of that production that I would have liked on those four songs. Um I don't know how the production is going to be because we were still testing the water of like what works and what didn't work.
Yeah.
Going back, I think I did a little bit like too much frog vocals in some parts for that two song EP. So I'm gonna kind of try more of like that Massacre, Benediction, Napalm Death type of vocal
Okay.
for this along with um the like Mortician, Joe Check, Broken Hope, Internal Bleeding type of deep low vocals that I also can perform.
Right. So that's another thing I wanted to ask you about. How do you fit your vocals into this? Are you a musician? Like, are you musically minded? Do you like, because I know what a lot of musicians want out of a vocalist, man, is like someone who understands where the vocals are supposed to fit. But I would imagine you with your knowledge of all this stuff, like, I feel like it's probably innate to you. But
No, not really. I actually really struggle a lot with placing lyrics of songs that I did not make. Like I said, it was easy for me because I just went in and he would be like, do it like he would say a line and or he would say a line or two and then I would just try to like repeat it as best as I could. So when I created my own lyrics and patterns for the song Erosion of Vitality, which is the first track from the second demo, and then next four songs that we are doing for the album. I'm writing the lyrics, I'm writing the patterns. So I don't know what I'm doing at all. What I do is I sing over it in my car on my way to work. Like I drive an hour to work, some days an hour back. So I just put like the four instrumental songs that are going to be new, and I just sing over it like 50 times in my car ride and just see what works and what doesn't. I
smart.
think what sounds good of like patterns, and then once I do the patterns, I try to make up lyrics to go with the patterns. But I like more of like these offbeat like massacre stuff where it's kind of like punky and like it's like offbeat or like internal bleeding where it's like rapping and like repudiation where it's like rapping. Like I really like to just like do that like offbeat rapping style of vocals of death metal to like the thrash guitars. Like there's just there's something there that we have that's going to be really perfected musically to our best abilities on Veins of Sorrow.
I'm stoked up for it, man. Hey, what up to your cat, by the way? But yeah, yeah, I'm stoked up for it, bro. You dropped some heat with those first two. Yeah, it's interesting to hear, dude, that even you would kind of struggle to come up with fitting lyrics into stuff like that. It's kind of interesting to
Well,
hear.
it's one of them things where it's like I'm not a musician, I'm just a death metal fan, but
Yeah.
I'm a big enough fan to know like what fits and what doesn't fit and like what I expect out of doing this type of stuff.
Yeah. So I got a hypothetical for you. Let's say you
Okay.
guys are you guys planning more shows?
We are playing York, PA on 9/11 with Texas thrash metal legends Gamacide.
Oh yeah.
And we are also playing, I think, October 30th in Philly with Deceptor, which are like a
Okay.
death thrash band coming up.
All right. Let's say you're playing, say you're throwing your own show, your own fucking, Dead by Jimmy or something. You're throwing your own like fest, right? And you
Death
guys
metal
are
from the
playing.
block.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brutal from the block.
Yeah. You guys are
Brutal on
playing
the
in the middle.
block. Yeah, brutal on the
Right.
block.
What bands would you have open for you, and which bands would you have close?
How many
Like,
bands do I get?
let's do whatever you want. Maybe three openers, two headliners. Like you guys are right sandwiched between them. So if there's some new bands you've been talking about, I personally, and I know this is one we have in common, love to see Protrusion in there. That last Separation album. I've been jamming that a bit, man. Really
Okay,
good.
new bands, new bands. I'll just do like really new bands. I would throw um well, we're playing with the Scepter, so I'll leave them out. But I
Yeah.
would say Miscreants is really good. They sound just straight out of like 1991 like death thrash. Like it's so good. I'd have they open. Decarnate is a band that I have really loved. Decarnate for sure. One more opener. Um, I'd say Emaciate. They're a new band. Kind of sound like Fetus, like when Fetus wasn't deathcore, or like
Yeah.
tech like Faceless Rings of Saturn wankery. Uh,
Yeah.
two closers, I would say Protrusion, and then since there's already like two or three frog bands, gotta give it up to the legends, Mortal Decay.
I like
And the,
I don't even have to. I shouldn't ask that question because I knew fucking Mortal Decay was gonna be on there. You know, there's a chance of that or fucking so at least one of those classic Jimmy bands. But it's still cool to hear you say that. I think
I
the
mean,
kids will get a
if you were
kick
to
out of
ask me
that.
like my dream lineup like ever, if you were
Yeah,
like Mortal Decay, Repudiation, Scatter
right.
Remnants, Internal Bleeding,
All
and
you're
the
all
fifth
you're
one.
asking at that point is what are your favorite bands, bro? You know, which is why
Those
it's
are my
like
big four. If you, I go on record all the time, my big four: Mortal Decay, Repudiation, Scatter Remnants, and then who did I forget? Internal Bleeding. Those are my big four of brutal death metal. And
yeah,
I try to bring a lot of those four bands into our songs for Impure Conception. And our guitarist Caleb, who writes every single song, he writes the guitar, he writes the bass, he programs the drums to send to our drummer to like see what he can do with that as like a template. He pretty much writes everything. I'm gracious for being able to write like the head writer for the lyrics and the vocals. um, so we've been bringing a lot of those influences in with like the thrash, like the death thrash, the slam, the brutal death metal and the thrash metal. Like if you were to ask me to describe the band, if you were to be like, is it a thrash metal band? Is it a brutal death metal band? Is it like, what is it? I'd just be like, yes.
yeah, yeah,
Like we're
yeah,
just like,
yeah,
yeah, I'd
yes,
be like, yes. Like I just say just, we're just an extreme metal band.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, extreme metal, like back, like no one knew what the heck like Celtic Frost was. Like they were calling like Celtic Frost death metal. They were calling like Napalm
Yeah,
death thrash metal. They like if you look at like Suffocation, like Human Waste, it says it's like death grind on the side. Like it
yeah.
describes it as like a death grind album. When you think
That's
of like death grind, you
yeah.
think of like Exhumed or like
Well, you
Morticia
always
or
hear
like
that about yeah about uh yeah all those old bands before they had labels and shit. It was just kind of what it
yeah,
was. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Repulsion, dude, horror. Like nobody knew what the fuck that was.
Yeah,
You
they
know
just
what
call
I'm
it like
saying?
really bad, and it's not even like I just call it like really like bad, just like thrash metal. Like that's all it was. Like
So
same with
sick,
like
bro.
Possessed. Like people are
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Possessed is like death metal. To me, it just sounds like really bad thrash metal.
But like that's the charm though. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's like and that's what I think brings it to me when you hear shit like that, it almost makes you smile because of that little tinge of bad,
yeah.
but like
But I
done
think
so
like okay,
well.
so I don't even consider like Seven Churches like if the age old question, Scream Bloody Gore or Possess Seven Churches, the first death metal album. Neither. Like Hell Awaits from Slayer was more had more death metal qualities than either of the two. But
Interesting.
if you actually listen to like okay, so modern death metal, the modern death metal sound, no thrash metal influence. I got us either Necrophagia or Death Leprosy, or like the first two where it's just like the songs are no longer like they're more like you know what I mean? Like that. Those to me are the first two like death metal albums.
Yeah, that makes sense to me, man. I can
Yeah,
totally hear that. And
yeah.
again, yeah, I'm
Like
talking to the
that's when
right
they
guy who would know. You
like
know?
Open Casket on
Yeah.
Leprosy, a little like thrashy, but I mean still like Pull the Plug and
Yeah.
that type of stuff compared to like
Where you're getting the chunkiness, right?
yeah, like it's
Yeah.
slowing down. It's not skanks and all like thrash metal. You know what I mean?
Well, it's interesting when you think about it because death metal, you think speed and everything, but if you're saying a part of the formula really is slowing down and kind of yeah, dropping a little bit, having somewhat of a obviously Death Leprosy doesn't doesn't have slams, bro. But like
Yeah.
I get that's what you get the point I'm trying to make, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's like,
but also slams don't make you just brutal death metal because like thrash metal had slams. Like there's a slam in
yeah,
King Diamond Sleepless Nights. It's like dun 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 brand.
really?
There's a slam in Forced Entry. Overkill has slams. Anthrax has slams.
Yeah,
Ripping
well, I
Corpse
guess
is
it's
like
just again, I
Yeah,
saw that. Was it you when you interviewed that? It was just like a term that was used too back in the day with the internal bleeding dude. I've heard him talk about it. I'm
yeah.
not a huge fan of that band. I don't know much about him, but I have heard a couple interviews and shit. He was talking slam was just a term that they would say like where something would break down or something like that.
Yeah,
You
it
know
was
what
more
I'm
of like a
saying?
hardcore slam of like the slam dance, like you had like the Anthrax people were like mosh,
Yeah,
and internal bleeding was like we don't mosh like we slam. Um so I mean both are New York bands, so it's like the same area that would make sense that, they would get slam. Especially in New York hardcore in the 80s was like the biggest thing ever, like bigger than metal. Um
yeah,
so But then again, like Ripping Corpse was like the first death metal band to slam. Ripping Corpse had slams in like 1988. Like everyone always says,
yeah.
like Legion of Inveracity, Effigy of the Forgotten, like invented slam. Like no, they didn't. Like we know they didn't now. Daemonacy slam before them, Mortal
Yeah.
Decay. So
Yeah, that's interesting.
yeah, I
Damn,
found
yeah,
this other
yeah.
band. It's called Gorbage, and they have slams. I have a whole video on Slam Before Suffocation. There's like 20 bands that slammed before Suffocation.
I have seen that thumbnail
Yeah,
before. Your shit gets
yeah.
pumped out to me like a disease, you know? So doing something right there. Yeah, man, but that's interesting. So I guess that's it, dude. Now, we've been going down the rabbit hole a bit. We kind of got off the topic of Impure, but dude, just before we move too far away from it, what's the future looking like? What's the plan for the band? I know you said again, I think I was watching something with you and you said you don't want to you want to stay local, right? You're not trying to move too far.
Well, 3 out of 4 of us are carpenters, and we all pretty much have like wives, girlfriends, kids.
Yeah.
So, it's pretty much like illogical and impossible for us to like do like a 7 day or like a month like trip down to like freaking Kalamazoo,
Yeah,
like
well, would you even want
some.
to? You know what I'm saying?
No, and
Yeah.
we're not that tight. Yeah, and I'm just one person where I'm just like super anxious about like and this is from growing up in Philly. I get super anxious about going out because of parking.
Yeah.
If I like Google the venue and there's parking, I like feel like the weight of the world off of my shoulders. But if
Yeah.
I don't know the venue that I'm going to and I don't know if there's parking, I don't even care if I like bought like $80 for a ticket. I'll just like won't go.
Yeah.
Like
That's fair.
parking in
That's wild, but it's fair.
parking in like Philly and like it's just like so awful. Like you need to
Yeah.
park like 20 blocks down or pay like $40 for parking. Um
Yeah.
but I just don't like being away from places that I'm familiar with.
Bro, I'm so
Yeah, like
the
if
reason
I
I think I
don't.
remembered that about you is because I think that's very resonant to me. Is where I'm like, if let's say I was to get a band going, bro, that would be something I'd have to. I'd be like, I'm not going anywhere, bro. Again, I'm married. I'm like, I'm settled down. I need my routine. I'm not going on the road, not hitting the gym for weeks at a time or what. Like that's just not an option for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean for the majority, I mean we don't we're probably not going to do anything past like Maryland, Virginia, PA, Delaware, New Jersey, New York, maybe Ohio.
Right.
That'd be like the limit. Like if we get like on like Dead by Dog, uh,
Yeah.
no,
Dude, you should have came
like
out this year, man. All
do
the
we do
boys were
like do we
there.
do like the 8 hour drive?
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah,
Like
dude. Come
we
on,
might be in
that would be
like
worth it. I'm telling you, that
yeah,
was
we
a
might
good
be in
time.
the
You should have came
doghouse.
through.
Yeah, we
I know
might be
you
in
were
the
playing that
doghouse with our
show.
yeah, like we might be in the doghouse when we come back from like with our wives being like out for like 3 days in
Oh, just bring them. I bring my
Ohio.
wife.
Yeah,
Yeah, I get. She's like on the side of the pit and shit, and believe me,
yeah.
she's a Taylor Swift girly. She is not into
No,
the.
my wife freaking hates this stuff. Well, like
Oh, so that's one of the
so
biggest. The
she
first question I wanted to ask you actually was like, dude, what does your wife think when you bust out a Lividity album, Mortal Decay, like Sickening Erotic or something like
so
that?
so she was like the hardest like heaviest things. It's like I get like dad rock, like
Yeah,
divorced dad rock. So it'd be like Three Days Grace, Offspring, like Linkin Park, like that's like hard rock, which it's fine. I like a lot of that stuff too because it's just like first it has nothing to do with metal. It's like a completely different thing. It's just radio rock. It's just
Yeah.
just work. Like when I'm on
You're
the
a
construction
2000s
site, it's
kid,
like
man.
like I'm
Yeah,
I'm I'm
yeah.
I'm hammering away at a hammer and like Nickelback comes on. I'm like, all right, like
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm through standing in line.
No,
My
fuck
my
that.
coworkers
I'm
are all
still
like yelling at
salty.
their
Real
wives. I'm like,
I,
yo, this fits.
Yeah, I hear you. You know what drives me nuts these days, though, is how that shit's like coming back again.
Yeah.
And when I was a kid, bro, I remember thinking, man, and it's not because I was a super metalhead or I was just like, man, this radio shit sucks. Turn it, and now everyone's all sentimental, and it's coming
Yeah.
back, and you go hang out with
Yeah.
people, and they're playing nickel. I'm like, I thought it was dead. I thought we all decided this
Yeah.
shit sucked, and it was dead,
Yeah.
and it's still fucking, it's zombified now, and it's still going. These
There's a
guys
lot
are
worse. There's a lot worse. There's a lot
there
worse
is.
to listen
I
to.
joke, man, not for nothing. The
Yeah.
last band
No,
I was
yeah,
in
for
that was
sure.
actually
But
jamming was a cover band, and I had to play all that. Now imagine that. Dude, I was just trying to get my chops up and stuff, so I started again. Was trying to play with somebody, started playing shit, and they're like, "Let's do some fucking like I don't know,
throw
Nickelback,
some
and let's do
sleep
some
token.
Smash Mouth and shit." Well, no,
Yeah,
sleep.
Smash Mouth.
I'd walk away before I did Sleep Token, but like there's like all that stuff. It's like I get it, bro. Like I have you ever been in a cover band? Like, do you do any other
No.
vocal stuff? Like,
No.
dude, it's rough. I'll tell you, dude. I would be blow. You could ask my wife, bro. I'd be blowing gaskets coming home. Like these fucks making me play this shit, dude. It was like I did one show in a backyard, and it was ritual humiliation, Jimmy. Dude, I was like, dude, I got hammered. Like, I couldn't even because I had to play, but like, I was like ripping as many shots as I could to get just like enough to where I didn't care. You know what I mean? Where I was like,
Yeah.
oh, fuck it, dude. I was like,
But yeah, but going back to my wife and what she thinks, like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the first thing I showed her when I was like I like death metal, the first thing I showed her was Mortician, which is like the worst thing you could freaking show someone. And then I
Yeah,
think
it's not
after
great.
and then I think after that it was like Mortal Decay Sickening. It was
Oh
like
yeah, see, like,
just
oh,
like the worst things to like show like
it's horrible. My
a
wife, I'll tell you
girl.
this,
It
bro. The
was
day Sickening Erotic, I was it was in the car and I was driving. I was driving. My wife can probably hear me telling this story right now. I was in the car driving and I have my Spotify and Sickening. She's like,
it just
"The
like
fuck is
pops up.
this?" Yeah, and like the Sickening, she clicks on the cover and it's like, she's like, what the fuck? I'm like, it's mad cool. You don't get it. You know?
Yeah, she was like, "Can you change this?"
Yeah, yeah,
Then
no,
she'll
not
put
even,
on
it wasn't
like
even on, bro. It was just
then
like
she'll put
the
on like
album
a
cover,
yeah.
was so
Then
jarring. But
then
like
she'll put
again,
on like
though,
then she'll put on like a mainstream like pop or like rap album and it's like Rihanna's ass. And I'm like, so what's the difference?
don't say, don't, I ain't, you know what? Don't bother, Jimmy. You know what, dude? It is what it is, bro. You ain't winning that one.
Yeah.
But
No, but
yeah,
I mean, with a wife, it's like, it's a lot that like in like especially for like just like the grotesque like metal, whether it be like a cartoon or like real life like imagery or like whatever it be like nudity or like killing or like blood and like guts ripped out it's not so much like I'm into it for like that like I'm like woo yeah like
oh,
woo.
same, bro. I'm in the same boat. It's
It's
where I
more
love the
like
music
it's more
so
just
much.
like I like the music, it's just the cover, like yeah I know
Dude,
it's just
they
like the
were,
cover.
you know what it is? It's a product of the 2000s, bro. Remember,
Yeah,
dude, even
it's just
horror
like
movies, everything in the 2000s was just so fucking tapped, bro. It was,
every
dude, they were
every like it
nuts.
it's like every single like horror movie like it's just porn.
Yeah, it's
It's like
horrible, dude. It's horrible.
every horror movie from like the 70s to like 2000 like 3 is just porn. And then
Yeah.
like
Oh.
every like anything on like Tubi is just porn. Like we were like going through Tubi and we were like, can we like just like see one that's just like not porn? And we were like 30 seconds in and it was like some like dude just like walks in naked. I'm like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, I hear them Tubi movies get pretty wild these days. You know, like,
Yeah.
yeah, I get the memes about them. It's hilarious. There's some
Yeah. Oh,
makes me curious, you know.
they're
Uh,
funny if you like if you like Godzilla movies because it'll be like tornado shark versus like like Sasquatch spider number like
Yeah.
11. There's like 11 of these and they have like known actors. I'm like, why is there like 11 of like space alien versus like piranha shark? Like
Who's making money on
how are
that?
these
That's what
getting
I want to
made?
know. Yeah,
How
dude, it
are
blows
these
my
get
mind.
it's like-
It's just so funny, dude. Yeah, fucking shit. Yeah. What's your favorite? What's your go-to horror? Are you like a horror movie guy?
Yeah, I'm like a horror movie like mortician guy. I have my top 10 horror movies. But right off the my all-time favorite is Exorcist 3. That's like
Good, good
my
choice.
all-time favorite. Every brutal death metal and death metal band has sampled Exorcist
I
3.
know. Well, that's what I was gonna
It's
say. I do that right
I
now.
asked
You should
Mortician, I
think.
talk to Roger all the time. I ask him to do it. He gets flooded. He's like, dude, I get like 1,000 messages a day from like you should sample like this and th at this time stamp.
Oh, bro, yeah, I
Completely
can't even imagine.
autistically. The Thing, John Carpenter's a
Oh,
classic.
yeah, that's up there for me. That's one of my favorites.
Um, I like weird numbers. Like I like Phantasm 2. Um,
That one's got a
I
little
like
more action, right? So like they pick up the pace from what
not
I
even
remember.
really,
No,
not even really.
that's what I
Um,
remember the
it's just
takeaway
like
was.
more
But
like
the first one
fast
I love.
paced. Like it's
Yeah,
like more like fast paced. It's just like not like clunky like the 70s.
yeah, yeah.
But it's not like Aliens where like that's like an action horror. It's not like when you think of
Cocaine
like
action
action,
horror.
yeah, it's not like Aliens.
Yeah.
And I'll talk about horror movies, like big horror movies that I hate, because I mentioned Aliens, but we'll get back to that. Goofy stuff like Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I like the cheese stuff. Like we were watching this one two movie. It was like Attack of the Killer Donuts, and it was like
I've
these
heard of
like
that
donuts like
actually.
flying around and like eating people. It was like we like stuff like that.
Yeah, because it's fun, right?
Yeah, like it's yeah like the fun campy like Return of the Living Dead type of like stuff.
Yeah, well, dude,
Um,
that's what I look for in horror and even music, man. Even my death
yeah.
metal. It's like I like shit that makes the. I always say this, bro. You know a riff is good when you start smiling and you're like, "What the,
Yeah, when
what
I'm
the
like, when I'm
fuck?"
like this, like,
Yeah, yeah. That face too. It's like there's something that'll get you with certain shit like that, and that's the same
yeah,
reaction I have to good horror movies, where I'm like, it's not that I'm watching it to be scared or something. I want to be entertained.
yeah, I want to
You
be
know the difference?
entertained. But a lot of like horror back in the day was like, like Evil Dead, Elm Street, like Friday the 13th, like that was extreme for like that time. Nowadays, you have like more like gore snuff like torture porn with like stuff like Terrifier, which I've never seen but I've only heard about. But it's like
Oh, it's so
like
good.
I really don't like just like I really don't just like the senseless no plot just like killing the like yeah it's disturbing like yeah it'd be the scariest like moment of my life if I was in that situation, but it's just like I don't know, like I'm just like too of a mature mind for like that. Like it's just like it's not even like popcorn movie to me. It's
Oh,
just
you're
kind of
too good
like
for us, Jimmy. You're too good.
yeah, like I'm
You're
too
too good.
sophisticated. Like I saw it, I'm too
Yeah.
sophisticated.
Yeah. No, see,
Like
I
I
love
like
it.
more of like at this stage of my life, like I just don't like anything that's like serious in life. Like I just like the goofy, over the top, like that
I'm
type
in
of
the same
stuff.
boat, bro. I mean, that's what I always say. It's my favorite shit
Yeah.
is shit that it's more entertaining. I'll say this though, that first Terrifier movie, bro, you're dead ass wrong. That is
Is
a
I've never seen it.
great
I've only heard like
movie.
that type of stuff.
The other
Well,
two, you know what the
I don't
problem is?
watch most like modern horror stuff. Like I think the only recent ones I've seen was the last Evil Dead in
Oh,
like
how
the
was
one with
that?
the kids.
Oh, that sucked. The Rise.
Yeah, I think Evil Dead Rising.
I
And then
hated
I
that movie.
saw, yeah, that one was like, I saw the new Scream that was like, eh. And then I saw the Backrooms, which I like because I like liminal, weird dreamcore type stuff.
Hauntology and whatnot.
Yeah, like I want it to feel like I'm trapped in like a Chuck E. Cheese play, like jungle gym with
Yeah,
like
where you
all
can
these colors and like water slides, like the pool rooms.
get some Resident Evil music playing in the
Yeah,
background or
some
something.
Resident Evil 2.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
well, I was
that's
gonna
more
ask you. I actually
like
have it written here. I wanted to ask you because I know you're a Resident Evil guy. Top three Resident Evil games. Hit me with them.
Resident Evil 2.
Fair.
Resident Evil 1 HD, Resident Evil 5.
Ooh, dropping
Spicy.
bombs. Spicy
Dude,
take there.
dude.
No, but I do agree, man. I think five is incredibly underrated. I'll say four
My
is
so
my
my
number.
first Resident Evil I played was Resident Evil 4. And for like the long time, I was like, just like everyone else, like it's the most popular, like Resident Evil 4, like Laser, like the original, not the
Yeah,
redone. And then I played 1 HD, and then I played like the like weird sequels like Revelations and like 7. And then I went and I played Resident Evil 1 HD, and I was like, what? Like this is survival horror. And then I played the Resident Evil 2 remake, which is like over the shoulder.
yeah,
And then I fell in love with that. That's what the one I've probably replayed the most. And then I played Resident Evil 5 with my wife because I heard that like the AI is terrible,
it
but it's
is.
like if you play with a partner, it's like amazing. So I just play with my wife, and it's we play Mercenaries like every single day. Like that's all we play on Xbox is just Resident Evil 5.
Oh, I should. Me and my wife should play that game because we were
Dude,
playing
it is like the
too.
best co-op game to play with like your wife or like
Yeah, you know
anyone.
it's
Dude, it is.
we were playing two, like the original, not the remake, and basically what that was is I'd go around collect stuff, I'd let her put it in the safe box and save the game, and then I'd go back to because it's kind of
Jesus
hard those clunky
Christ.
controls and shit. But like she'd
Yeah.
feel like she'd watch and stuff, and I felt bad. It's like because those games are too like trying to if you don't play video games, which my wife doesn't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's kind of hard to wrap your head around it especially the
Yeah,
old
that
ones. But five
yeah.
is a good option for like date night or something like that. So
Well, we were trying to find games for both of us to play, and we played stuff like we were surprised, but we tried looking up like split screen like couch co-op games for like Xbox Series
it's
X.
hard.
Like dude, there's like I was like, dude,
Nothing.
as a kid, like every single game, you would just like pop in and like sit on the couch and play with like a partner. And there was like three things you could do, like walk, run,
Yeah.
jump, and shoot. Now it's like you gotta like press left. You gotta like press R1 to like move your right foot, press L2 to like move your left foot. Like it's like so just like
Yeah, dude.
complicated,
I don't
like
know, man. I
so
don't
much
play.
stuff to do. I'm like, dude, I just want to play a game. You know what
That's
I
what
mean?
I
Like,
don't. I see. That's why I don't play video, dude. Like honestly, man, I don't even. I wish I had more time for it. Usually when I get home, dude, like especially I'll say this these days too, where my record collection's gotten so fucking large. I'm like, oh, I have to play these bitches. I'm not. I spend a lot of money and time on this shit. I want to sit here and I want to listen. You know what I'm saying?
I've
Like,
I probably I probably sold like 60% of my collection. I still have like huge rare walls of stuff. Like I was bad. I was bad during COVID.
yeah, well, understandable, but like you all also understand then, like you only, and I say this all the time, dude. Sometimes it's like with collecting and shit, it's like you only have so much time to listen to so much. You know what I'm saying? Like it's an
Yeah.
interesting thing. If you really like are sitting there listening to shit, you'll realize like there's only so much time in a day. You know what I mean?
Well, it comes to a point where it's like, okay, at first you're getting like, CDs are like $10 to $15. So it's like, okay, justifiable to buy a 10,
Yeah,
$15 seat or 10, $15 CD, then you look up like, oh, like this CD's, first press from like 2003 and it's like $25, $35. Then it's like, wow, there's like this first press rare death metal CD for like $50 and I have one. And then and then it becomes like, well, I have like 30 CDs that are like $50 now. They're not really as special. And then you get real bad where you get to like the 90, 100, and $200 CDs. And then you start getting these like 100 to $200 CDs in the mail, and you take a picture of it to post on Instagram because it's rare, and then you
yeah.
put it on a shelf and you don't even touch it. And
So
I was getting like that for a while where I was getting like CDs coming in the mail, and they were like hoarding on my shelf of just like still had the plastic on them, you know?
yeah, is the point of collecting though, is it to have a library that you're like it's on because what you're doing, what it sounds like to me is almost like how a museum, dude, you are the BDM guy. So to
I'm
own
the
a bunch
BDM
of
guy.
like you dude, it's almost like you chronicle that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I
Um,
could understand.
that's how I was. It was more of like the reason why I got rid of everything is because I already like had the high of like I had everything.
Yeah.
Like I had the quote unquote like I've had the million of dollars, I've had the jet skis, the Lamborghinis, the
Yeah, yeah.
like the 5-star, Gordon Ramsay meals. Like I've lived that life. Now I just want the CDs that like I want and I actually like care about. And just because it's
Yeah.
rare doesn't mean anything. Like if it's something that's like a $200 rare CD, if I don't play it or I don't like it anymore as much, I'd rather have the 200 bucks, you
Well, that's
know?
what I'm saying. To be honest with you, that's why I don't really care.
Yeah.
I don't
That's what
buy
I mean.
shit
It's
for
like
that reason.
I've had everything that I could possibly already have. And I have
Yeah.
pictures of like my collection and I've had everything. So it's like I don't want it anymore as I did. It's like I thought I wanted everything, but now that I had everything, it was like when there's nothing to collect.
Yeah.
It was just like I'll just get rid of. That's why I downsized so that it's like okay, now I'm actually like striving for like other stuff to collect.
Well, it's also cool. Then you're passing, people are hitting you up and you're passing shit forward, and these relics are making their rounds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You could look at it that way, or you could look at it like this fucking chump. He doesn't even know what it is. He's buying this random. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure you get some of that too, where it's like, you ever feel like you sell it to someone, you're like, dude, like, please, like, take care of this. Like, don't fucking, or is it more of just like, it's a
Yeah, I
thing,
mean,
just an item,
but
fuck it, I'll take it.
most of that stuff I have. Um, if it's something that I just don't care about, like I don't care what ends up with it because 80% of all these like rare CDs and tapes from like the 90s and 80s ended up in like a landfill because they were like 18 and their parents saw it and thought it was stupid. Or they like left for college and their mom sold it for like
Doesn't that,
a dollar at the flea market.
doesn't that blow your mind?
Like some, yeah, like someone's like
Crazy.
childhood GameCube and like Charizard Pokemon cards sold for like $10 at the garage sale and he comes home from college. Like I was expecting like my life savings to be dependent on this. When you're off
Yeah,
my plan.
that's wild. That's wild.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean I've sold a few like records and stuff to like help with groceries or rent. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, well, it's not, you know what's cool about these, man? They retain their value, bro. When I was moving around a lot, I turned to my record collection. I was like, "You're up, buddy." Dude, like
Yeah.
my younger years and shit. That's why I'm like, I used to have 7, 8 years ago when I started collecting. I had so much shit that I no longer have because, dude, again, just fucking life, dude. It's
Yeah, I
complicated,
know. It's
it's
like
weird, and you go
like
through like,
like the first thing to go, I think the first things to go were like my Dark Throne and like Morbid Angel albums to pay some
oh,
rent.
Dark
Like
Throne,
my high school, yeah, like my high school, like the high school popular albums.
not still a Dark Throne guy.
No, I am. It's just not what I want to collect.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like it
Let
so it's
sorry.
like I love Star Wars, but I'm not gonna wear like a shirt with like Chewbacca or like Baby Yoda or like Chewbacca on it and like you know what I mean? Like just because you're a fan of something doesn't mean like you need to have like everything to do with like, you
No,
don't need
right.
I
You
don't
don't
need
need to
like
go
a
out looking like
Morbid
a
Angel
pedo.
Pez dispenser
Yeah.
or like Morbid Angel underwear, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like I
Listen,
can still be a fan and just not listen to the CD.
yeah, 100. Well, yeah, I feel you on that. By the way, best Star Wars arc no one ever talks about, Shadows of the Empire. You ever play that game?
Dude, I have it on N64.
Dude, I will be singing the praises of that storyline and like people don't know, man, that 90s like deep cut Star Wars stuff
90s?
where it was like
Dude, favorite favorite Star Wars movie? I'm gonna say it, Phantom Menace.
it's the best in the prequels. I'll say I hate the
It's the best.
prequels, but
It's the best in the prequels. It's way better than Revenge of the Sith. Revenge of the
yeah,
Sith sucks.
sucks balls.
It's overrated.
Yep.
It's a mess of everything. It's like the first 30 minutes is a bunch of nothing in space, and then
Yeah.
it's like the easiest temptation in the world, and then like the last 10 minutes is like, well, how do we connect this to episode 4? Let's just like
It's
randomly like
stupid.
fill in every single like gap
Yeah,
like
it's
really
crazy though. You're
fast,
right,
and
man.
then
Phantom Menace is like the best of all those movies. And it's
Phantom
not even
Menace just
close.
feels like it feels the most like the original Star Wars, where it's just like not this like dark emo brooding. Like it's just like a fun adventure that's still like action packed and like you could like follow along. And like the older you get, the more you understand like the politics of it.
Yeah, what's up with the, I never thought about that, but what's up with the friggin' the like emo vibes or whatever, the corny sad boy emo vibes and
You took
shit?
her
On
again.
it.
I know my wife has TikTok. I don't. She's like I keep seeing like Anakin and Padme edits. I'm like on TikTok. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
they do that.
that's too much, bro. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
good, man. I'm good. That's I don't know, bro. I think that shit. I if there's one thing, it's just like the Nickelback and everything we were talking about earlier, where I'm like, you guys are just being sentimental. That shit's not good. Like objectively, it's just not good. When people tell
Yeah.
me oh, the prequels are actually the best, shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're
I mean,
talking about. No.
I grew like that was our generation of Star Wars, and I grew up around it, and I loved playing like Star Wars Battlefront 2, and
Oh, me too.
I love playing as like Yoda and like Anakin and like Jango Fett on like Kashyyyk, which is like all like prequel stuff. Like I love doing that in the
There's
video
cool
games,
shit
but
in it,
yeah,
you know.
it's not that I like hate it. I just if I was to rank the Star Wars movies, like the prequels besides the Phantom Menace would just be like okay.
Yeah, I think the
Like
best
they're
part
good
is like the
like
characters and stuff, the random and the some of the sets and stuff like that were in Star Wars Battlefronts 1 and 2. Other than that, bro, to me it is borderline unwatchably not just corny because I like corny. I don't want that to be confused. It's like tedious or something to watch. It's like I like we tried. Me and my wife tried and we got through Phantom Menace. We were like, all right, that was pretty good. Not better than I remember. And then we got to the other, like, we got halfway through Attack of the Clones. I was like, this is the gayest thing I've ever seen in my life. It's not worth
well,
watching.
I think the reason why is because everyone hated like all the prequels back in the day. Like no one wanted to hire Hayden Christensen, who was Anakin Skywalker for like 20 years because like everyone like people don't understand nowadays like like during before like Disney and like before the last sequel, so before episode 9, everyone hated every single prequel. And they just thought
Yeah.
like Revenge of the Sith was like the least worst, but it was still like terrible.
Yeah,
Everyone was
people
like
hated
still
Phantom
just like
Menace.
true. Everyone was
Yeah.
still true like first three Star Wars movies, like 4, 5, and 6. And then they liked like the first like Disney movie, Force Awakens. And then when like Rise of Skywalker came out, it was so bad that everyone like gave the prequels a second chance. Like the Disney
Yeah.
Star Wars was so bad that I made the prequels like good in comparison.
I
So
mean, that's
it turned
true,
like
straight
it
up.
turned poop into like, well, this is like less poop. Like this is less stinky poop. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And then everyone went back and like rewatched Star Wars of like the Phantom Menace, and they were like, this is actually like not a CGI bullcrap whiny teen fest. Like this is actually pretty good like storytelling
The
of the
only
Phantom
flaw is
Menace.
Jar Jar Binks.
See,
That's
but then like some
it.
like Revenge of the Sith and like Attack of the Clone Glazer is gonna be like the Phantom Menace sucks because I don't want to watch Jar Jar like
I do though.
step on
I'm joking, man.
you
I
don't
think he's
like you don't want
hilarious.
to you don't I don't want to watch Jar Jar step on poop and be like Misa did a poopy, you know? But it's
Dude,
like
I think it's
it's fun
funny.
for me. Like it's fun for me.
Yeah.
Like I like Jar Jar. Like I'd rather watch Jar Jar than watch like Anakin frolic through flowers. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
well, yeah,
cry.
that's what I'm saying, bro. It's unwatchable. Like, there's so much of that.
The CGI
When
is
he
so
has the
bad in
yam
Attack of
or
the
whatever,
Clones.
what the peach or whatever, and he like habitates it over and cuts it for
Yeah,
him,
but
dude.
the CGI in Attack of the Clones is so bad.
Dude, you ever see those like robot chicken
Yeah.
dude, I used to love those, man, back in the day.
Dude,
That was like
Robot Chicken with like Star Wars and stuff would be so funny.
they were so on point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was fun. But yeah, I mean, my favorite original Star Wars probably Return of the Jedi. I'm a
I mean,
Return guy.
any option is a good take. I would go between
Yeah.
Empire Return of the Jedi too. I think they're both great.
Empire's a little bit too much of like a Han Solo movie for me.
Really? I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's a little bit too much like Han Solo flying around in space for like me. I like more of like Luke's story in
Yeah,
Return of
that's
the
fair.
Jedi.
See, I like more
Um,
of like the Han, Lando, Cloud City, like kind of the
yeah,
speedballs. You know what I'm saying? That's
yeah,
why I'm saying I
it's
like
kind of like
Shadows of
the
the Empire.
yeah, yeah.
Like I like all that side, the Coruscant, even like if you want to go to the prequels,
Well, it's
you
funny
know.
because yeah, well, it's funny too because when that Dahmer show came out, uh, I they say that like Jeffrey Dahmer's favorite two movies were Exorcist 3 and Return of the Jedi, and he's a Pisces, and I'm a Pisces, and my those are my that's my favorite Star Wars movie, Return of the Jedi, of like the original, and then my favorite horror movie is Exorcist 3. I'm like, oh wow, I'm crazy.
Sounds like you have the
I was like,
makings to be a good
yeah, I'm
BDM
like, oh
player.
wow, I'm
Yeah.
psychotic, and I like death metal. If
Leave it in the
someone
notebook, Jimmy.
I
You
think about that. It was like if someone someone could just like so easily just like pin a crime on you, and like an investigator could just like look through your window and be like, yeah, this is him.
What, just from being a brutal
Yeah,
death?
just from
Well,
like having
dude,
like a Slayer poster.
not for nothing, bro. It's like, and you know, we were kind of beating around this bush earlier, and I meant to say this, but like, dude, I've been listening to Gore Relics a lot. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Disgorge, dude, and straight up one. So my, I feel bad for my wife, dude, having to walk in sometimes and see like some cartel dudes again, or
Yeah.
like a Piss Grave album or so. You know
Well,
what?
that's what
Some of
that
this shit
yeah,
again.
Pissgrave from
Yeah,
PA.
yeah.
Yeah, Pissgrave
Yeah,
is
dude,
good.
like it's funny, bro, because like you, bro. It's like I have no fetish for any of that. That shit does nothing for
Well,
me.
like a lot of
You
the
know what I'm
fans of
saying?
the bands, like a lot of fans of like these people, they'd be like, "Oh, like this has like the sickest score." Like people used to like send me albums and be like, "Check this out, like the gore is sick." And I'm like, I don't like it for like that. Like I don't care about that. Like I like the actual like music. Like a lot of like the more like a lot of like the gore grind scene, it's just like noise, but it has like the, like gore cover that's like all they care about.
Yeah, I don't get it, bro. And that's the funny thing. And then you have to just realize, well, for the musicians, man, they probably understand that and they use it in
Yeah.
whatever way. You know what I'm
Like
saying?
like the CDs could be like black on the cover for all I care. Like just give me the logo. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
right.
Like
Yeah.
that's how I pretty much like prefer my shirts too. Like I don't want like shirts that say like cryptic crap on the back that's like like slurs, and like I wouldn't wear like a Lividity shirt with like an ass on the back going to like Chili's.
No,
You know what I
dude, Iron
mean?
Fortress put out those fucking Lividity shirts, and I looked at the
Yeah.
front, I'm like, oh, not too bad. And then I look at the back, I'm like, not buying it.
Yeah, it was
I'm like,
like
I've been loving that band lately, but I'm like, wait, dude,
yeah,
you think I'm
Lividity.
nuts? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I am
Yeah.
not so desperate for people to be like, this guy's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny with
Yeah.
all these album covers and stuff too, where
Well,
I am like,
metalheads be like I'll always see like metalheads post on like their stories on Instagram being like just got stared at you know, Walgreens. I'm tired of being oppressed as a metalhead. And he's wearing like a regurgitation shirt with like this like huge like red like horse cock on
yeah,
it. I'm like,
what
yeah,
are you
I
thinking,
wonder
bro?
why you got oppressed and stared at. I wonder why you
Yeah,
got
man, that's
and
you know how
like
bad I want that shirt, a Tales of Necrophilia
yeah,
shirt.
like gee,
I
I
can't
wonder
ready.
why they sat you in the back at IHOP
Yeah,
to get
no,
you
no, but
over.
seriously, the thing is like, I can't even wear it in videos. You know what I'm
I
saying? It's
that's
like,
what that dude, that's what got my brutal death metal video deleted because I showed a regurgitation on camera for like 5 seconds and they deleted that video from like 6 years ago from the new like meta AI like YouTube rules. That video had 35,000 views, dude. I
I'm
was
sorry. Yeah, I know,
heartbroken.
bro.
Yeah.
I saw
I
that
was
happen to you, man. I'm
heartbroken.
sorry, man. Yeah,
Dude,
dude.
I don't post nothing no more.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is like you got to be super
You
not
gotta
for nothing,
be
bro. My realm ain't any better where I'm doing like people want me to now they think I'm the sketchy metal guy, so they want me to talk about and
yeah.
I'm like, dude, that's not really not my I that's not my thing. You understand? Like, and I
Yeah.
don't want to get take my shit taken off of or anything like that. I like the music, damn you. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like that's not you get it though, because it's the same deal with the BDM shit, where it's like again,
Christian
what
Christians
you
for deicide. Just because I'm
yeah.
Christians for deicide.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like, have you seen that channel? A Christian collects
Yeah,
death
Christian
metal.
death metal collector. Yeah,
Yeah,
with the
yeah, that kid's
glasses.
funny. He
Yeah, I
seems like,
like
yeah,
him.
he's funny, dude. Seems like a
Yeah, I
nice
like
guy.
him.
But
Yeah, I
yeah,
saw
dude,
his
it's
more
funny,
Christian
man.
stuff.
Like, all those album covers and shit. If someone was to like think, like, sometimes I wonder, and maybe I kind of wonder if you wonder this too, where it's like one day you think, I just got chronic corpora too. I'm like, you think one day this shit's gonna be like, never mind forensic. Like if I was to own all those and like, one day laws get a little stricter, I'm like, is this gonna be illegal one day? You know what I'm saying? I do that
Well,
does run
that's what
through
I
my
mean. Like, if
mind.
you were like, if someone like pinned a crime on you and like investigators just like looked at like your CD disc and like pulled out like Lividity or like Sickening Erotic, they'd be like, yeah, this is the guy.
Yeah, they think he's a fucking this
Like,
guy's a fucking
we were
weirdo,
watching forensic. I think it was Forensic Files, or it might have been 48 Hours, but I think it was Forensic Files. And this like the killer had like a book and like it had like Slayer carved into it. And, like, it was
Shit. It's not even
like,
like it's like moderately not, it's like not even actually crazy, you know.
It was like Slayer.
Well, it's funny, dude. You ever see those like old satanic panic PSAs where they're like, "Your kids could
Yeah.
be listening to Iron Maiden," you know? It's like,
Yeah.
what
Iron
came
Maiden.
if they only knew what was coming in just a few short
Yeah,
years, you know?
they only knew like
You ever
Sodom.
you ever think there will be a day when like they'll be like, "All right, guys, we gotta like this is too much." I think it's incredible. Some desecration, like some of these people are getting away. Dude, fucking Deaden. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's
oh,
funny. It's funny you say that because I think of like the opposite. I'm like, we have to like be like normal, like Christian, like religious, like normal people to be like against authority now because like all these like normal people in like real life and like pop and like a Starbucks barista, but they'll have like satanic pins, like upside down cross pins, like Baphomet, like crucifixes, like all these like satanic death metal imagery. So I was like, in order to be like punk and like metal nowadays and like be like different than like, because metal was like in like the 80s and 90s, like metal was like long hair, like the bullet belts, like, because it was going against like normal like people, it
yeah,
was like the rebellion against normal people. Now the normal people wear like, the satanic imagery, they have the blue hair, they have the piercings, they have the tattoos, they have like all like the studs and stuff and like the pins. So it's like in order to be like punk rock and like rebel nowadays, you just need to like dress normal in metal, like
yeah,
go like
100.
go to church. Like that's how you like go against the grain nowadays. You gotta just be like a Republican. You just gotta like
Yeah,
that's how you be
I'm
metal
doing good with
nowadays. You
my
just gotta
metal
be like
cuts then, my sketchy metal. Yeah, I think I'm in good hands. But this is gonna crack you up, bro. I haven't told anyone this. I actually keep meaning to tell my wife this story because this literally blows my mind. Twice. You know what Cumberland Farms is? You're from the East Coast, right?
yeah, I think so.
Well, maybe it's a gas. Maybe it's just up where I'm at. It's a gas station chain. There's a bunch of them. It's
Okay.
where crackheads and bums and shit hang out. But like
Okay.
like you can imagine the people working the counter and shit. So I'm in there in my. I'm sure you've seen that blasphemy shirt I always wear. It's the OG
Yeah.
logo with the fucking. If you've ever seen what it's not even the point. You know what they look like. It's got the
Yeah.
goat head, the upside down cross, and the thing. And I'm at the counter, and there's some evil look like emo looking twink, and he's looking. He goes, "Hey man, I love that shirt," and I'm like, "You don't. There's no chance you know who
It's
Blasphemy
supposed to
is."
do that's supposed to do the opposite. That's
Yeah,
that's what I
and
mean.
that's
Like
what I'm
it's
saying.
supposed
I'm
to do the
like,
opposite.
you don't know who the fuck, you don't know who this is. You don't love the shirt. You know what I'm saying? So, and then it happened again at another Cumberland Farms in a Dark Throne shirt. It was my damn Transylvanian Hunger shirt. I'm in line getting some chinos, getting some fucking lip sugar, and dude, the crackhead lady straight up like bent like, oh, nice shirt. I'm like, oh, dude, like,
Well, that's why I always dressed like more just like 90s street like style of like infused with death metal because
yeah,
it's like in it like if you were to wear like Repulsion or Carcass in the 80s at like a metal show, everyone would be like, wow, you'd be like wearing like Exciter or Raven, and it's like, whoa, what is that?
what's
Like that's
that?
Repulsion.
Yeah.
If you were to wear like Blasphemy or like Dark Throne or Dead End or like, any Leviticity to like a death metal show, no one would bat an eye. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's become so extreme that like anything that's like extreme is just like the normal. Whereas like if you
Right.
dress more normal, they just like look at you like, what are you like a hardcore kid or like are you from like, you know what I mean? It's like
Well,
I'll wear like baggy, yeah, like I'll wear like baggy like parachute like cargo pants with like a 90s brutal death metal shirt, like Scatter Remnants, for example. And it's just like that's always what I wore, or I'll wear
yeah,
like
you know what's
Kiss and
funny, dude?
sweatpants, like baggy or type of
I don't
like
know if the
like streetwear.
do you have the dude Johnny Corleone? He comments on my videos a lot. He's like just a he's on the dogs comment section. He's just a dude. He's kind of a known commenter. It's funny. He showed
Okay.
up to Dead by Dog in a damn like UCLA show, like some like college tee. And I didn't think nothing of it, bro, because I've seen him at shows before. I love the dude. He's a wicked nice guy, and he always brings his daughter. So his daughter's
Right.
talking to my wife, because we're outside and like me and Johnny are whatever smoking a cig or something. And I guess when my wife's like she was kind of cracking up, she was like, "Yeah, the daughter was telling me that Johnny was like, you know how I'm gonna rebel at this show? He's like, I'm gonna wear a fucking college tee and I'm
That
gonna
that's
wear."
what I mean. It's like you got to do more of that type of like you just gotta like dress more like normal,
I see.
you
That's
know?
like the to me though. At the end of the day, like that, you're overcooking it when you think about it that far. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll never not want to rep in that off chance, bro. I run into someone who knows what it is, and maybe for the love of fuck, I can find a bandmate. You know, dude. Like, I look at it as a 24/7 fucking marketing op, bro. Like, I am
Well,
like trying to find
I
my
don't mean
people.
normal as in like not wearing like anything normal, wearing like a polo shirt. I just mean like wearing a metal shirt and then just like wearing like normal pants and normal shoes.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean? Like
Right.
not wearing like some like studded belt, like vest, like whatever, just like around like normal. Like I just, a metal shirt, jeans
Well, I mean, not for
and
nothing.
shoes.
I don't look. I'm wearing jeans and the damn Eat the Decay shirt. Like, people don't
Yeah,
really, I
that's
don't
that's what
think,
I
think
mean,
about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not really that deep to me. Like I said, I
Yeah.
like wearing. I only wear metal tees too. One, because obviously I love what I love, and I just like
I
repping.
only
You know,
have metal
like
t-shirts anymore. Like I
same, bro.
only
It's
have metal
bad.
t-shirts anymore.
Dude,
Like
my wife was cracking up. She was going through. She's like black, 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 like going through my closet. Like I don't have anything
yeah,
else
no.
anymore. You
But
know.
I mean like we for like Easter, like 'cause I went to my wife's, I was like we have to stop at Kohl's and like buy clothes. Like I need to like buy like a dress shirt and like khaki shorts. Like I was
He's
like
too true.
yeah, I was like I literally don't have like normal clothes. Like
Yeah, it's tough,
I
dude.
only
It's
have
hard
like
out here.
metal shirts.
No, well, I won't say my shit's not that bad. You know, I got some nice
Yeah.
shit. I know. Put it this way. Like if you've seen that, I did a video in Salem and shit. I switched into a polo tee because me and the wife were going out. I was like, look, Buff Metal's gone. This is Justin's space. You know what I'm
It's just
saying?
Justin.
Sometimes the wife needs Justin. You know, you know, like I need to look a little more like a Justin rather than fucking,
Buff
you know,
metal.
Buff Metal or whatever. You
Well,
know, and
that's why my name's Jimmy from the block because it was before like J Dog because J Dog's always like oh it's like a mockery of like rap. Mine was like a mockery of like boy bands. It's not everyone thinks it's new Jenny from the block. It's from New Kids on the Block. That's what I was ripping off.
no shit. I never knew
Yeah, New
that.
Kids on the Block. Yeah, I
Have you ever
wanted to
said that before?
I
Like, have you
think
ever?
once
That's
in like
interesting. Yeah, I'm
2020.
surprised I never heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I always thought it was kind of a good name because again, there's nothing else quite like it. You know what I'm saying? There's
Well,
no
that's what
other
I mean.
like.
It was like, yeah, I couldn't think of anything else, and I was just like, I'm from Philly, and I'm on the block.
Well, it's
Living on the
true.
block.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
authentic. True
Yeah.
TRV. Well, I guess that's not
I've always just tried to do like myself. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Well,
Uh,
dude, that's why you worked. Dude, that's the minute I stopped trying to edit shit and think about my videos so much and put all this like, trying to, I don't know. Dude, I was just fucking it up for a while. And then bro, I just stopped caring straight up and I just
well,
started
that's kind of
talking.
why I stopped posting from like 2022 to like 2024, like I mentioned, because um my idea of videos was I would get like an amazing idea at like 3 a.m. when I was like single, and then for like the next like 9 hours, I would just be like getting information and recording it, and it would be like poorly edited, but it would be like the most informative video ever, and it would be, videos that I wanted to like show the world. And then it got to
Right.
a point where I was like, damn, I haven't posted in like 4 days. Like I need to come up with something
Then you
fast.
get,
You know what I
it's
mean?
work.
Where it's like yeah, when it becomes like a job and it's like I gotta like I want to do a video on like scatter remnants, but my channel would benefit more if I talked about like, the new like Cannibal Corpse controversy. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
like that type of thing, like stuff that like I don't necessarily want to do, but it's like that's when it became like a job for me. It was like, I'm kind of taking a step away from like social media with that. Plus, I was getting like so big, like I was getting like 200 messages a day, like I was growing fast.
Yeah. Well, if you put in the work, dude, it kind of does,
Yeah.
you know.
I got like it sounds selfish, but I just got like, excuse me, I got like tired of the fame. Like I really did. Like I just got tired of the fame, and then when I like didn't post for a year, my like numbers weren't doing as well, I was like, well, imagine that. Like if you don't post for a year and then you try to like reach the same like peak of it,
Yeah, it's not happening.
it's not gonna happen. So now, I've just been this has been my most consistent year of YouTube.
So what's
Um,
the trick? What are you doing now different?
just consistently doing it because before it was just like sporadic random moments where I felt like uploading. Now it's like I'm doing YouTube. You know what I mean? Like before it
Yeah,
was like I'm just gonna post like some YouTube videos for like for fun. Now
yeah,
it's like I'm doing YouTube.
right. Yeah, see, it's funny, man. Like I really do. I've come to I was at that same point with you where I felt like I was always coming up with ideas and trying to flesh them out hard and stuff like, and it just mentally just didn't work for me. You know what I'm saying? And nowadays, dude, I just fucking have fun. I don't know,
Yeah,
bro.
that's the
But
main thing.
that's the thing is like I
It,
just like doing it. I like making friends, dude. Not for not like everyone I've interviewed and stuff and had on this like. It's nice. I've met so many of the people I've watched for
yeah.
years or
No,
something. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying, man? It's
Yeah.
like a cool community. I don't
Yeah.
know.
See, but that's what sucks for me because everyone that I started up with and like grew with
Yeah.
all like all died off and like stopped or like
Who
went to
are some of those
college. They like
channels that you're thinking of?
uh
Who are some of those channels, man? I know because you brought it up a couple of times. I'm
Julian
curious.
Gonzalez doesn't post as
Dude,
much.
so I've been going on a bender with his old shit because I've been getting
Yeah,
into the
he
BDM stuff more. He's great.
but more so on like the people from like Facebook, like the Mortician meme page doesn't like all the other meme pages besides mine, which is Extreme Metal Memes Demand Extreme Posting, which is a ripoff of Brutal Truth's first album, Extreme Conditions Demand Extreme Responses.
Yeah.
But like a lot of like the Facebook meme pages, like Memes of the Carrion Kind was another good one. Um, but like other bands too, like all of the like caveman bands died off. The only ones that survived were like Sanguine Sugar Bog, and that's pretty much it. Um, and like just other YouTubers like Infidel doesn't post as much. Ken's Death Metal Crypt doesn't do social media anymore.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. All the ones that I was like climbing the ranks with. It's like I don't have my homies here anymore. It's just me. It sucks.
Yeah. Well, big
All
shout
these
out
all
still. I
these
mean,
cool all these new kids just call me Unc when I talk about like cool albums that people used to love back in 2020. They're like, Unc,
back
Unc.
in 2020, bro, if
Yeah,
the
I'm
dog could
like,
hear you now.
yeah, I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude, it's funny though, man. Yeah, that kid Julian Gonzalez's videos, man. I quick shout out to him just because like I said,
Yeah,
you know what's
he's good
cool, bro,
people.
is good YouTube videos are like timeless kind of, and there's something about the kid in his room before now fucking everybody does it, so it doesn't count now. I'm sorry, bro. Like there's too much that's why I try and yes, I talk about music, but I
But
like
like
talking
low
about
quality. There's a difference between it's like low quality.
from if you see like Julian's videos, it's 8 years ago, and he's talking about regurgitation before this
Yeah,
whole like it's like, oh dude, you knew what was like you clearly knew what was good or cephalotripsy or something like all these bands that these guys were hip to before all the million represses of it and you know what
yeah.
I'm
Well,
saying? Like
that's why it upsets me that I lost the my top 10 brutal death metal video because it was kind of like that.
a
It was
marker,
like,
yeah,
it was like
of the
almost 7
time.
years ago at this point, and it was like, what am I talking about? Forensic, which has been repressed a million times. No
Right.
one else was talking about Forensic except for like I blew up Mortal Decay, and Mortal Decay texts me all the time, like, you gave us like a second wave. Like,
Well, that's our job, man.
no one was
It's
doing the
super.
second wave of brutal death metal stuff on Instagram or YouTube except for me and Julian Gonzalez at that time during like 2018, 2019, 2020, where like Mortician and Maggot Stomp was like everywhere.
Yeah,
That's when like the regurgitation started to come back. Stuff like all that stuff. You know what I mean? That's
yeah,
when it really started to really like come back. I'm not taking all the credit for. I mean, these bands existed before me, but that's when like people really started talking about stuff like Scatter Remnants and whatever it may be, just like old school '90s brutal death metal. Because at that time, when you looked up like that stuff on YouTube, it had like 10,000 views. Now that
right.
stuff has like 120,000 views. You know what I mean?
Well,
Um,
again, man,
and
you've done your job.
you look at the shows too, like you look at like an old like show for like any of those bands and there's like 10, 40-year-olds there. Now there's like, 100 kids.
I heard you talking to the Mortal Decay dude about this. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah. So I and feel proud of that, man. You know, not for nothing, bro. Those guys are really sickening erotic, dude. You know the deal, man. I'm not. I say it all the time on my channel. I'm not the brutal death metal guy. Something like sickening erotic to me though is like, if you're a fan of music, bro, you should listen to that. You know what I'm saying? It's a little more than just being a genre piece or something. You know what I mean? Kind of like if you're a fan of films, you should watch The Exorcist, not just because it's a horror movie. You know what I'm
Well, that's
saying?
kind of going back to what you said like an hour ago with like where brutal death metal is nowadays. Everyone in brutal death metal nowadays is just writing the most like offensive, most like annoying. Like they're just being brutal just to be brutal. The bands
100%.
back in the like all the bands on my wall and all the bands in the 90s, they had a distinct sound and they maintained the level of brutality while still keeping the musicianship there.
Well,
Where
again, in one of your
like
interviews, you said something about writing songs. Nobody is writing
yeah,
like
like
songs,
all the
you
bands
know?
behind me had songs. Like Mortal Decay has, Decomposed with Nitric Acid, Apparitions,
Yeah.
Doom the Rancid Gore, Suffocation has Liege,
What's
Jesus
that? What's that
Wept.
repudiation song that starts with "I said dance, motherfucker," and then boom, 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 ba doom, boom, ba doom, ba doom.
That's the fourth track.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
always
fourth
forget the
track.
fucking name of
Yeah,
that track. But
I can't
dude,
think of the name.
that shit, dude, like, I've never heard anything like that. And
Yeah,
again, that's where it's
I like
like,
Intro and MSO and Fall of Oppression.
yeah,
Those are the
the
ones
whole,
I
I
like.
mean, for the whole discography is good. They didn't for the few
They had like
tracks,
nine
you
songs.
know?
Yeah, they had like nine songs. But that's what I mean. Like you could be like, okay, like, Suffocation has like Pierce from Within. Like they had songs, you know what I mean? Like you go on like Spotify or YouTube and you type in like specific songs and they're like
Well,
memorable.
those
Like I put
lyrics
on
get stuck
like
in your head too. Why do you
yeah, yeah.
torment
And then
me?
I put on like something like, Putridity or like Defeated Sanity. And like those bands are amazing, but those bands are more like experiences with like albums. You know what I
Well,
mean? Like
it's
I
so
listened to
funny,
like the
bro.
full album.
Yeah, I'm just getting into Defeated Sanity, which people are roasting me for. They're like, where? But
Right.
for the longest time, bro, I'm like, dude, like it's what do you I think people are desensitized. The gateway to entry is not like easy for those out. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Yeah.
have to sit and fucking listen. And the first time it clicked for me was I listened to what is it, the red one, Prelude
Prelude.
to
That's like the least brutal one. That's like the more like old school
yeah,
one.
but it's like
Yeah.
jazzy and kind of techy and but the point is like again, I don't know why I just looked at it and I thought it looked cool one day and I went out by my pool and I'm sitting there, I took a couple of gummies, man, and I'm sitting back and this was the first time listening to them. They started kicking in and again, I threw it on and I was like, let's just see what the fuck. Blew my mind. Again, I don't
Yeah.
know if it was
No,
like just
it's
I was
great. That's probably my favorite.
ripped or
No,
whatever, but
go after this interview, go listen to Disposal of the Dead
I had the
slash
slammier one.
Armada.
I've listened to the whole discography like all
The
week because
one
now I'm
side, yeah,
obsessed.
Disposal of the Dead's like internal bleeding, dehumanize, like Mortal Decay, and then the
What
other side's like Death, Atheist,
Gorguts or something?
Gorguts, like
Yeah, it's
yeah,
like
it's like totally, it's like the best of both worlds.
straight
But yeah,
up kind
but like,
of. I
but
was
like
at the
some,
gym listening to the damn that the first side and I was getting it and it was fun and then I hear and I'm like,
yeah, and then
what
it's
the
like,
fuck is this, bro? Yeah,
whee!
yeah. I was like, all right. I was like, and then just switched back to fucking Psalms or something like, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
don't remember, but I was like, yeah, I'm sure I'll like it eventually too.
yeah.
But I heard
Yeah.
that
But
going
I
into
mean
it.
there's bands that are like song bands like I mentioned like Internal Bleeding and Mortal Decay and then there's like bands that are like album bands like Brodequin for example where it's like an
Yeah,
experience like you know what I mean where it's like you just like
100%.
put it on and listen to like the entire album where it's like I'm gonna listen to like the third song on Brodequin like no one like I don't see that being like a thing for most people like I just pop like if I'm in a Brodequin mood I just pop in the Brodequin CD. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's true. It's funny, man. It's funny that there's a difference like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
When you think about it, it's
yeah, for sure.
yeah. Um, but fucking A, I guess we can start wrapping this up. The last thing I wanted to hit you with, just it's this is for me. It's kind of a cornball move to make, but I just want your opinion. I'm just gonna speed run some albums. I'm gonna bust them out. I just want to see what Jimmy says about these extreme metal classics that you don't
Okay,
talk about on your channel because they're irrelevant to your channel.
okay.
But um
Extreme metal albums ranking.
classics. Maybe I'll
Okay,
clip. You know what I should do
classics.
after this? I should clip this up and make some smaller videos. That would be probably
Yeah,
easy.
do
So
some clips
maybe I'll
from this
do that.
video.
Joe Rogan style, JRE.
Yeah. That's what you gotta do, Instagram Reels and then post the
Yeah.
full thing.
All right, here we go, bro. We're gonna
All
start.
right.
We're gonna start pretty strong. I've never heard you talk about. I don't think any of these. We'll get to it, but here we go. Conqueror, War Culture
Best
Crimson.
war medal. Best war medal.
All right, love to hear
Ross
it.
Bay. Ross
Yeah,
Bay.
yeah, hell yeah, it doesn't get better than that. Here we go, man.
Overrated. Um, I would say that that's bottom of mid tier for my Def discography ranking.
I was dying laughing at that testicle inspector reel,
Yeah.
meme
Chuck
that you
Schuldiner.
posted.
You gotta like
Yeah.
show that so people know what we're talking about when you say that.
Yeah, yeah,
Do
yeah.
you
Oh,
accept?
that
I
shit
would
was funny,
accept it.
man.
I would accept it.
Uh, but yeah, interesting take. I'll disagree with you hardly on there, but
I'd
here
probably
we
say that's
go.
bottom three of Death for me.
Oh,
Somewhere between like um the Sound of Perseverance and then like Symbolic. Some like bottom three of Death would be that.
interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't like Symbolic very much either. I'll say this: that Sound of Perseverance was the other album I almost threw in here, but I
The
busted it out when I was talking to Dom. So.
that's the worst Death. Not even the Painkiller cover does that justice. But Symbolic was like the first Death album that I like listened to because I thought the cover was the coolest, and I like that was like my favorite one for a while. And then when I listened to like Spiritual Healing and like Individual Thought Patterns, I was like, this is way better.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I don't know, man. I can see the point. I could go back and forth on the death shit all day. I say it all the time. It's my favorite death metal band. You know.
Yeah, the Symbolic, yeah, those would be my bottom three.
All right, here we go. You ready for a spicy one?
All right,
Let's
spicy
hear
one.
Jimmy from the block talk about philosophy. What do you think? What's your take on this guy?
I fall. I know the lyrics to the first
So
song.
wild.
Yeah, I know the first.
So good. Are you a fan? You a fan?
I like that first song. The I don't know how to say it, but that's like the only song that sounds like that on the demo or album,
Dunkelheit?
whatever that
Yeah.
is. The first song's cool. The rest of it's a little too like
You don't get down with the ambient?
dead. No, it's a little too like Dead Can Dance, Depeche Mode for me. You know, a little too Bajas for my
Yeah.
liking.
I think that's what he was into. I just
Yeah, a little
this
too.
is again
I
one of
like
my
stuff like
favorite
the
albums ever.
Smiths, but that's a little different.
You like the Smiths?
I like the Smiths, Depeche Mode, Dead Can Dance.
Your
I
favorite
like
Smiths
that.
album?
Probably Queen is Dead.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's my favorite as well.
Probably Queen is Dead, and then like some of like the singles like Wonderful Woman, Still Ill, um, stuff like that. I love the
Interesting.
Smiths. Yeah, I love the Smiths.
Do you love Blasphemy?
Love Blasphemy. Conquer is better though.
Interesting. Yeah. All right. Wanted your take. Sometimes, these days I hear a lot of people, oh, it's overrated. People, it's just the hype beasts that talk about blasphemy. I'm like,
If it's overrated, then why is it the only thing that sounds like that?
I think
Why
it
were they doing
blows my
that from the
mind,
80s?
bro. You're
And
arguing.
they were on Wild Rags Records, which was predominantly a death metal label that had stuff like Dying Fetus, Internal Bleeding, Torture Crypt, random just like 90s gems, and it was that.
Yeah. Interesting, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's funny though how the context to albums kind of changes over the years. It's kind of one of those things. I meant to make a question a bit earlier, but I kind of forgot. But yeah, it's weird that we're in a context now where people think blasphemy is like overrated or something. Where
But it's something that you gotta look at it from when it came out too. Like
yeah,
if someone watching like Alien or Star Wars back in the 70s, it's like
yeah,
the craziest thing ever. But then if like, you show some kid like Avengers Endgame and then you show them Star Wars, they're like this is Star Wars, like this is ugly, like this is crap. You know what I mean? It's like context. Like
yeah.
that's why we're talking about aliens. I or like horror movies. I do not like Alien at all. I've tried to watch Alien like three times fully. I think it's the most overrated movie ever. It's just
Bad
nothing
take,
happening
man.
for like an hour, and then just like the alien just like comes out, and then they just like hide, and then the alien comes out again, and they shoot it into space.
Oh, I love it. I just think it's a wonderfully atmospheric movie.
Yeah,
So be gorgeous
but
to
that's the
look
thing.
at.
Like
Like,
I grew up with so much cooler atmosphere that watching Alien was like boring to me.
fair enough, man. Yeah, fair
Yeah.
enough. All right, here we go. modern one. I don't think I've ever heard you talk about this.
I don't even know what that is.
Have you heard Hemorrhoid?
No.
Raw Materials of Decay. Oh, dude, great grind. I don't know why I thought you'd heard of it. I guess we'll leave it there. Spin this here and there. It's oddly was one of the big albums on my honeymoon. I listened to a lot when I go to the gym on my honeymoon, and very
Christ,
sentimental towards this guy. And I figured you'd
that's funny.
appreciate it, but you got enough to listen to. I'm not going to tell you what to listen to.
I
So
have
check
stuff.
it
I have
out.
stuff in my phone from 2020 that I still have to listen to.
Yeah, dude, you must have it even worse than I do. Where
Yeah.
with the Rex, where I'm like. Bro, you anytime someone's like, "Oh, you gotta go listen to this and let me know." I'm like,
Well,
dude,
my weakness is people being like, "Hey, I'm a big fan of your channel. I really like you to like listen to like my shitty demo." Because I was that kid once, you know what I mean? I was
me
that
too,
guy.
man. Me
I'm
too.
like, yeah, I'm in the spot now, and it's like, yeah, I know you got to keep the underground alive because that was me at one time.
You try,
Yeah,
but
I was
at the
like,
same
I
time, you also
try.
have to be like, dude, do some work. Get on YouTube.
Yeah.
You
See,
know what I'm
but
saying?
I really plug the stuff that like I really think is like really cool. It's just like I can't just like plug
Everything.
everyone's like Bandcamp with like 100 monthly listeners and like 100 views on YouTube because it's just like I'm just promoting like less efficient stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, man. And you know, I say this all the time, bro. It's very easy, and I'm sure you notice this too. Like you can only like so much and like
Yeah.
really give your time. Like I don't like. I almost take pride in this point and being like, nah, I don't fuck with. Like it blows people's mind. I'm sorry, I don't want to let you down, bro. I'm going to. I tell this to people all the time, and I'm like, yeah, incantation does nothing for me, or like something like that. Where I'm like, it's not them that I'm talking about though. I'm just saying, it. I haven't given them time. I don't. So there's a bunch of bands I really like right now. I'm not going to speak on that. I'm not going to say like it's not like I hate them or something. You know what I'm saying? But like
Right. Yeah.
in that way, the bands that I talk about, like dude, take like Lord Humongous, a band where those dudes like I kind of become like pretty good and friendly with those guys and shit now. And I liked their band way before I even knew. You know what I'm saying? So like I almost feel like it's respect. But it's like
Yeah.
I talk about the bands I actually like. I'm not trying to discover every fucking band because it's like
Yeah.
I
Just
won't be
the
able to give them my time, you know? Does
right. Yeah. Yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah.
Do you feel similarly?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's like me with like, someone showed me like, hypocrisy or like carcass heart like melodic death metal. It's like, yeah, it's cool. It's just not what I like. Like it's not
Right.
bad. It's just
Right.
that's just not what I want to listen to or like, like scene kid metalcore. Like for the like there's good bands in it. There's talented bands and people in it, but I just don't like the style. It does, it's
Yeah.
not me, you know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, we got
I'm
two more
sure
out.
you ask like 1,000 people on the street and they'll say the same thing. You show
Right.
them like Cannibal Corpse and they'll be like, what the frick is this? Like,
Believe
this
me,
is stupid.
bro. I'm
Yeah.
showing people punk music and they're saying
Yeah. All right.
it's
Any other
like
spicy
dead death
picks
metal.
though?
Here we go. Last two, when we'll end this shit. Not not metal. Well, metal, but Kiss
Uh,
Destroyer. Any opinion?
Amazing. One of the heaviest things for the 70s.
Never liked this album very much, man.
Really just the hit singles. Like as an album, I can't really tell you because I've never really like listened to it like fully, but I'm pretty sure that's the one with Detroit Rock City and Rock and
Oh,
Roll
it
All
is.
Night. And
And everyone
that's all
loves
I would
God of
listen to.
Thunder
Just
too.
that
But
yeah, you just put on that's like it's like that's like AC/DC's Back in Black and like Guns N' Roses like Welcome to the Jump like Appetite for Destruction. It's like
yeah.
you put on like the two singles and then you like turn it off.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it, man.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love the first two tracks on there, Detroit Rock City and King of the Nighttime World. I don't even
Yeah.
love God of Thunder. I don't even think Chuck
No,
did it
I
good.
don't care for God of Thunder.
I think even Death made that song sound like shit. Here we go. And the last album, a modern classic, a staple, and it was kind of the bridge between you and I talking. And I know you love this one, so I don't even have to ask for an opinion.
Get it out. Get it out.
One of the best things. That's the first time I ever talked to you, bro. I posted like Some stupid fucking reel now that I obviously I cringe back at that because dude, I didn't know anything. I just saw the album cover and grabbed it. I didn't know
It was
nothing about
like you were
torture.
like going through vinyl, and it was like Malignancy, Mortician. It was just like Torture. I was like,
And you said you willingly glazed torture with the
yeah, I was like, yo,
yeah.
I was like, yo, he willingly listened to Torture.
Yeah, I thought
I
that
was
shit was
like,
funny,
yo,
man. Even at the time, bro, I thought that. See, I
yeah,
like a little spice in the scene. You know what I'm saying? I know you
yeah,
do too. It makes it interesting.
yeah.
So I always
It's a
kind of
little bit of the.
appreciated that. Yeah, it's like I don't know, bro. We don't have to get into torture. You are I'm sure we've
You could just
everyone
watch. You
kind of
could
gets
just
that.
watch my videos on Torture.
Yeah, it's funny, man. You know what? So then I watched them live, and I heard the "Free Palestine." I was like, nah.
No, the worst part is, it's like the records. Like I saw that spit. The
Yeah,
worst
oh,
part is,
nasty.
I've been spinning too. But the worst
Yeah.
part is, you listen to the album, it's like, and then live, he's just like, it's
Yeah, he's scream. It's like
like, what the
regular
fuck?
vocals.
It's
It's
like,
like
where's
what
the
happened?
frogs?
And then
Where's the,
everyone in the comments is like, "Oh, I actually like those better." I'm like, "No,
yeah,
the frogs rule. This is like just
yeah.
boring, you know?" I don't know.
It's just war themed cephalotripsy.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
it's
all it
funny,
is,
dude. Yeah, that
for
cephalotrip thing I'm
hardcore
starting to get
kids.
into. Do you like?
Designed for hardcore kids.
What do you think of that first cephalotripsy album? Inter.
The Utero,
Yeah.
whatever. It's a modern slam classic.
Is it Slam? I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's in that. It's 2007, right?
yeah,
Yeah, so it's like it's in that area where I was slam. I didn't even know slam was a thing still at that point. Like to me, when I think slam nowadays, I think it's like basically like torture or some hardcore influence, stupid shit. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
That's like what I consider like where this like because it's like peeling flesh and like that's where like
Yeah.
slam is right now. When I'm talking about slam, I'm thinking like
Ooh.
devourment, internal bleeding, like
But
digestive
see,
flesh.
you see what I mean though? Like with those, you could still throw brutal death on there and not be too. In
Yeah.
my, you know better than I do. I'm just
No,
saying
no,
from
yeah,
my casual perspective, you throw
yeah,
brutal death on MTD, and that makes sense to me. You know what?
yeah.
Even though it is, dude, it's way groovier than like
But
Defeated Sanity or something. You
but
know?
like all the bands from like MySpace deathcore era, like Job for a Cowboy, Suicide Silence, Whitechapel, Chelsea Grin, like they all had like brutal death metal slams in their like style. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
But it's
Like they
not
all
smooth.
wore like if you look at the pictures they were, yeah. If you look at the pictures they're wearing like Suffocation, like Sepultura, like they're wearing like, death metal shirts, and they're playing like, brutal death metal slams, but they're also playing,
Yeah.
like
It
at
was
the
like
same
that
time. You know what I
hot
mean?
topic metal that like remember
Yeah, you
that
know what I
phase
mean?
back in the day? You know, like
Yeah.
it hit
Like
that note more.
V-neck metal, white checker belt metal.
Yeah, with
Like
the
that's like,
bands and
yeah,
the
like,
bone thin legs and
yeah,
fucking
Spaced Ear Monster Energy,
yeah, that fucking
box
low
hat,
hanging out. You're out of high school dating a 14-year-old vibes. You know what I'm saying?
vaping in the dad's car. The dad's the cop, and you're in his car vaping.
Yeah,
Spaced
yeah.
ears,
Fucking Jimmy, dude.
cookie monster hat, big like high top purple like Osiris shoes
I hated that shit
with
so
like
much.
the big like the super big like tongue part of like the shoe that's like over the jean, looking like the
Yeah.
dude,
Oh yeah, the what was it? Osiris or whatever.
looking like Steve from American Dad.
Yeah. Or remember those shirts that would have like Elmo or something on it, but it'd be
Yeah,
thugging Elmo, and he'd have like a
yeah.
chain, and there'd be like cash everywhere. That kid
Yeah.
always smelled
Yeah,
like
like
his dad's
the chain
cigarettes.
on the belt with the wallet. Yeah.
It's fucking
That
sketchy ass
that's what I
bum.
mean. You'd be like they'd be like I listen to death metal and they'd be like, yeah, Die Hard is murder. Like, I'd be like, Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
yeah.
Like the only like semi decent death metal they know is like Cattle Decapitation, which is also
Yeah,
just, like metalcore disguised as like death metal.
yeah. It's funny,
Same
man.
with the
I
Black
can't
Dahlia
form an
murder.
opinion on them, huh?
Everyone always is like Black Dahlia murder and like, oh, it sounds like At the Gates and like Heartwork and like it's like melodic death metal. It's like, no, it's metalcore.
I like that first album though.
Yeah, the miasma. That's like,
No, no, the one before that.
it's like unhollowed or something.
Yeah, yeah, that's the only thing I ever really love. Actually, that's a lie, actually, man. I actually think I own some one of the red one, the later one. It's not bad.
Yeah, I'll beats me. I
Yeah,
know because I would make fun of it all day.
yeah, yeah. It's
It was
fine.
funny because when Trevor was still alive, this is the last thing before I go. But when
Yeah.
Trevor was alive, he made like a Facebook post saying like, when I listened to Morticians, I skipped the samples. Dude, everyone roasted that. The memes were flying everywhere. Like he was a sample denier.
Well, now I feel a little pit in my stomach for the dude. Yeah, all right, I see what you're saying.
Rest in peace. I
Yeah.
respect him, but he was a sample denier.
Jimmy, dude, it was fucking good hanging out with you, man. This was
Yeah,
a
it
fun
was
fucking
good.
video, dude.
But
So,
yeah, thanks
hell
for having
yeah.
me.
Thanks for chatting about your band. Fucking fun
Yeah,
hanging out, you know.
appreciate it.
I think we
Maybe
put in
next time
some
you can come on
hours
my
here, man.
channel. Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
next time you
yeah,
can come
yeah.
on
You
my
let me
channel.
know. I don't know what I can do for you, man. Like I said, I'm not a super, I don't know much about all this crap, but I've been going down the rabbit hole. I'll be watching your videos. You know the deal.
As long as it's not about British steel or torture, you can
Yeah.
come on my channel.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, fair enough. All right, brother. I'm gonna end the
All right,
recording
peace
now.
out. Thank you.
Later. Let's see.